Hey, welcome. Today, we're diving into the Buddhist path to inner freedom. But we're not going to treat this like some dry rule book. Instead, we're going to see it as a journey, a really profound one that's guided by these ancient, powerful stories, these similes that show us how we can genuinely transform our minds.
So right off the bat, let's ask a big question. Do you think real inner change happens all at once? Like a flash of lightning? Or is it more like a slow, steady stream, something that builds up over time? This question really is at the absolute heart of what we're exploring today. And the sources we're looking at give a pretty clear answer. They frame this whole process as a journey, not some frantic race to the finish line. It's all about cultivation, this organic unfolding, definitely not a quick fix.
So how does this journey actually get started? Well, the teachings lay out these four sort of interlocking conditions for growth. You've got listening, discussing, serenity, and discernment. And the key thing, the thing you have to get, is that these aren't just steps 1, 2, 3, 4. They all feed each other. What you listen to gives you fuel for discussion. Developing that inner serenity creates the quiet space you need for real insight. And that insight, that discernment, well, it sends you right back to the teachings with a deeper understanding. It's a living, breathing cycle.
And to really get a feel for this gradual buildup, there's this incredible ancient simile. It compares our practice to rainwater on a mountain, flowing, inevitably, toward the vast ocean. See, it's not about forcing anything. It's about the natural, unstoppable power of accumulation.
So what does this really mean for us? It means that while the destination is certain, we're all heading for that ocean of freedom, the path itself has its own rhythm. It's totally organic. Every single drop of wisdom, every moment of listening, every bit of serenity, it all adds up. It has to fill the little hollows and creeks of our mind before it can become that powerful river rushing to the sea. It's this beautiful, gradual filling up.
But let's be real, this journey isn't always some gently flowing stream. Nope, there are going to be storms. Those inner squalls of difficult emotions, they're pretty much guaranteed. So, the next leg of our journey is all about learning how to navigate those storms without getting capsized.
So the question becomes super practical, right? You know that moment, when that hot flash of anger or that tight knot of fear just pops up out of nowhere? What do you actually do? How do you keep from getting completely lost in it?
Well, the teachings offer what you could almost call a first aid kit for anger. Instead of just pouring gasoline on the fire, you can apply an antidote. You can intentionally bring up feelings of goodwill for the person. You can stop and think about their own pain, their own struggles, and that brings up compassion. Or you can just zoom out, see the bigger picture with equanimity. And you know what? Sometimes the smartest, most skillful thing to do is to just turn your attention elsewhere. Just walk away and starve the anger of its fuel.
Okay, this is a really, really crucial distinction the teachings make, especially when it comes to fear. Let's say you're hiking and you see a snake. Your body reacts, you jump back. That's a wise response to clear and present danger. It leads to skillful action. But then there's conditioned fear. That's the stuff that's fueled by the stories we tell ourselves, the endless what-ifs, the worrying. That's the kind of fear that just churns us up inside and leads to agitation. They are not the same thing at all.
All right, so we've talked about the big, stormy emotions. But what about the sneakier obstacles? The ones that look, well, pleasant. That brings us to our third section, the trap of pleasure. Now let's be clear, the point here isn't to become some kind of ascetic who avoids all fun. Not at all. It's about getting wise about pleasure. It's about starting to see with real clarity how our constant chase for the next pleasant thing often leads us straight into a dead end of disappointment.
And wow, the Buddha had some seriously vivid ways of describing this. The first one compares chasing sensual pleasure to a dog that's desperately gnawing on a bone. The bone's been stripped of all its meat, there's just a little smear of blood left. The dog gets the scent of satisfaction, but there's zero real nourishment. It just wears itself out for nothing. It's a gut punch of a metaphor, really. It makes you ask, is this thing I'm chasing actually feeding me, or is it just making me tired?
And then there's this one. And gosh, if this doesn't sound like our modern world, I don't know what does. Think about just mindlessly scrolling through your phone. Every new post, every little notification, it's like a tiny spark of pleasure. But what you're really doing is carrying this blazing torch against the wind. You think you're in control, but if you don't choose to put it down, you're going to get burned. You just end up feeling weary, scattered, and vaguely dissatisfied.
And this last one really hits home the importance of wisdom, of seeing clearly. Before we develop that clarity, we're like a blind man who's handed a dirty, grimy rag. We're told it's clean and we believe it.
We clutch at these pleasures, thinking they're pure and wonderful. But then when our sight, our wisdom finally develops, we look at what we've been holding on to, and we're horrified. We realize just how unfulfilling it all really was.
Okay, so we've got our destination, freedom. We know the obstacles, the storms, the traps, so how do we get there? What's our ride? That brings us to Section 4, your chariot to freedom.
There's this amazing ancient simile that doesn't just give us a map, it gives us a vehicle. It describes our practice as a kind of divine chariot. And what's so incredible is that this isn't a chariot that someone just hands you the keys to. No, this is a vehicle you build yourself, piece by piece, from your own inner qualities.
So let's break this chariot down piece by piece. It's so cool. Mindfulness, that's your driver, alert, present, steering you skillfully. The wheels, that's your energy, your get up and go that keeps you moving forward. The axle that holds it all together in perfect balance, that's deep concentration. Even the upholstery is a spiritual quality. It's desirelessness, which makes for a smooth, comfortable ride. And your armor, your shield against all the bumps in the road, that's forbearance, patience.
But here's the part that really turns things on their head, the weaponry. What are the weapons on this divine chariot? The tools you use to deal with all the inner demons. It's not force. It's not aggression. The weapons are goodwill, harmlessness, and the deep peace that comes from seclusion. Isn't that amazing? Our greatest strengths, our most powerful tools, are actually qualities of kindness and peace.
All right, we've come a long way. We've seen the path, the obstacles, the vehicle, which brings us to our final and maybe most important point. The destination is you.
And this is the mic drop moment of the whole simile. After this incredible description of this perfect, divine chariot, the text tells you where it comes from. This divine vehicle, it originates from within oneself.
So that's it, right there. That's the whole ballgame. The journey isn't about getting to some other place or becoming some other person. Freedom isn't some trophy you get at the end of the race. It's about uncovering, realizing the potential for incredible wisdom and peace that is already, right now, inside of you. You are building the chariot, and in the deepest sense, you are the destination. So, the journey's not some far-off thing. It's happening right now. And with that, I'll just leave you with this question. Looking at your own life, your own practice, which part of your chariot, your mindfulness, your energy, your patience, your goodwill, which part will you choose to strengthen today?